Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the FearFishing Web Cast. Before we get this awesome show started, first we're going to take a second to give you some deals, some advertising awesomeness. First, as you all know, we're huge supporters of the FearFishing Apparel Company, one of the greatest clothing companies on earth. That's a personal opinion, just in case anybody's prepared to sue me. First off, guys, I want to thank you so much for everybody who's been ordering awesome fear gear. You know, this show could not happen without the support of the FearFishing Apparel Company and you guys. So, as always, go to the FearFishing Apparel Company website and save yourself 10% by using the discount code FearFishing Webcast. Something. Let me look at my sheet. FearFishing Webcast. Awesomeness. Our good friends here at Liquid Mayhem, they make an amazing product that catches giant fish. And I know this firsthand because I use it. They want to make it super easy for you. Go to liquidmayhem.ca, save yourself 15% on all your online orders, and all you got to do is put in the code FearFishing. And as always, we have an inventory sale at James Braden Ford. Call now. That's where I got my F-150. My 2016 F-150 is an amazing truck. It is great on gas, especially when towing my tow vehicle, which makes a big difference. Anybody out there hauling a big bass boat, getting around to all the tournaments, you know gas is savings is important. So make sure you get over to James Braden Ford in Kingston. Tell them Ian West and FearFishing sent you, and they will hook you up with an amazing deal. Now let's get this started. What's up, folks at home? I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening, and they're as excited as I am to be watching the FearFishing Webcast. Well, I'm on it. I'm not really watching it.
Kind of watching it.
I guess I'm kind of watching it. We have a screen in front of us. Oh, my God. It's been a busy week. First, let's introduce everybody. To my left, my tournament partner, childhood friend. Have a tear, have a moment.
This is beautiful.
Marley, introduce yourself.
My name is Marley.
My name is Marley. Where are you from, Marley?
I am from Roseneath.
Yeah, that's the official? That's what you're going with?
I don't know. It changes every day. Borderline homeless.
Borderline homeless. And on the IM board tonight, on the couch, introduce yourself, young man.
I feel like Britney Spears tonight with this.
Everybody says that when they use
baby.
Yeah. Hit me one more time, huh? Rich on the street, a.k.a. Tricky Dick, a.k.a. Big Stud.
Yeah, Big Stud. Yeah, that's what we call him. Yeah. Mark gave him that nickname.
Oh, yeah.
It's fitting. Look at him.
And Mark, the mature one.
It's me.
The mature one.
I can't believe I got handled the mature one here. I've never been called that in my life.
Hey. We all grow. We all grow as
That
people.
just shows the company you're with.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. That makes a lot of sense.
You just called me old again, didn't you?
And behind the production of this, the man, the legend, what do they call you? The Arctic Tundra?
Oh, yeah. Frozen Tundra.
Frozen Tundra.
That has got to be the best nickname in podcasting right there. And Frozen Tundra, you got any advice for the people out there? We're starting this off a little slow tonight.
Yeah, kind of slow.
Okay, come on, give us some advice.
Advice.
Fishing tip 101,
Fishing
quick.
tip. Oh.
Quick tip.
Quick tip. Crappie. That's what you catch. Crappie.
Crappie?
Crappie tip.
Crappy tip.
Fish above the crappie,
he's
not
stuck.
underneath
Fish
them.
above.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
get this show started. We got Amber in the room, too. She's off camera. Amber, show your face there beside Scotty Walton.
Give her a little peek.
She's a good sport. You guys could leave the camera like that and you could snuggle up to him.
There you go.
There you go. Get in there. Get in there. There you go. Scott's got this. Look at that.
See, we're all good.
Maybe you could be a cameraman, Scott. Turn that pretty good. So here we go. We're today's August the 18th. I have not been feeling well. Let me tell you, I ate some. I'm never eating fast food again, ever, in my whole life. And I've said this about 4 or 5 times in the past, but I am officially done with fast food of any sorts, unless of an emergency situation where it's that or starving.
What are we gonna eat next
You
week?
got the runners.
I got the runners in a bad way. Amber was kind enough to run out last night because we were in a rush and get some fast food, and it did not agree with me. Is that Big Chief meat snack
That
you're
is a
eating there?
big chief meat snack.
Good girl.
Ooh.
Bad time to do the big T plug.
I didn't eat Big Chief, but so I'm a little under the weather. I haven't eaten anything today. We're trying to muster through this, flex our cheeks, and get on with the show.
Jesus.
Jesus. In exciting news, today I passed my hunting license course.
Boom.
100%. Kevin Bartley from Gobblestock Lures. Gobblestock Calls. Man, I am really on the fishing.
I'll just add that.
We did the 12.5-hour course. We went through all that. It was very interesting. And then I did the test, and I passed with 100%.
Wow.
Very nice.
It is.
Very nice.
So, yeah, for sure it is.
He didn't even pass the
I
border
was a
safety
lo-
course. He's
I-
just
I'm-
winging that
I'm
one
not
as he goes
even,
every time.
Yeah, when I was doing the test, I was like, oh shit. I was like, and then when no, I didn't guess, and the questions are really simple, and it's basically common sense, but they
I
word
think
them
they're
in
so-
tricky ways.
They're so simple, they make you think.
Like there is a question that we talked about this before. Do you have to have 400 square centimeters or 400 square inches of orange on well gun hunting? And I'm not doing the gun hunting. I've not done my gun course. So I'll only be bow hunting this year. So I got to thinking, why would a Canadian question be in inches? And then, but I
Because
knew.
the test hasn't changed since like 1932.
So I picked inches, and I was right. So remember that, kids, 400 square inches.
Yeah.
Orange hat on your head, and then 400 square inches. Orange, hunter orange.
Just go get a blaze orange jacket.
So I'm
Be
excited.
safe.
We got tomorrow morning, bright and early. Rich and I are headed to Peterborough, Ontario, to the M&R building to get my official hunting license. And then we're going to head to the Bass Pro Shops in Vaughan Mills to do some necessary purchasing of equipment to go hunting. Oh, really? Yes, I hadn't confirmed this with Amber yet, but it's going to happen. Yeah. And
Ian knows Amber's pin.
yeah, it'll be fine. And then we're going to stop to see our good friends at Gagnon Sports and get some fresh arrows and some fresh broadheads and a bear hunting tag.
Dun, dun, dun.
And Saturday, Rich and I are going to start scoping, glassing, you may say.
Glassing.
That's
Glassing.
the official
That's the
term
official
for like
term.
binocularling.
Like
That's not a word.
looking through
That's
lenses.
not a word at all. And we're gonna go scope out the bear action Saturday morning
So you're just
Bright and
got
early.
your license and you're gonna go for bear first
with a bow.
with the bow. Isn't that like taking a Barbie rod? And
What are you gonna do? And this is what I'm talking. You know, and I can kind of relate. I've got the feeling I'm totally out of my element here, like totally.
And your mind.
Yeah, I'm sure, Rich, you're gonna bring a gun
Oh,
just
fuck
in case
yeah.
this shit goes bad.
Yeah, with you behind a bow, I'm bringing 2 guns.
For you.
We'll be fine. We've covered our basics, but I can kind of feel now like
Who's the beneficiary here?
I don't. Ashton West.
Ashton West.
You better look after him. So I can feel. I'm excited. I'm kind of out of my element. I love doing new things in life and new experiences. But I can kind of relate to somebody who's fishing their first tournament because it's the same kind of feeling, right? You're not sure what to do. You're not sure what to expect.
You haven't felt nothing yet. You wait till you see a big black bear standing in front of you.
Ooh, I hope I got the shits under control by then.
Oh, oh.
But
Hershey
it's
squirt all over the
exciting.
hillside.
It's exciting. I'm sure that I'm sure that's the feeling that
I
you.
ran.
I ran.
I'm sure
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the. It's got to be close to the feeling the first time that you see that giant bass,
Oh, yeah.
and you're like, oh my god, I have to catch him. You remember that? You remember that time we saw that about that 8 on potash?
Yeah.
And it was just, and we'd been fishing for years, done hundreds
Just
of tournaments,
massive,
and
yeah.
we were both like, oh my God, look at the size of that fish. And it was huge, like gigantic. And we never got
Fry in
him.
your sleep big.
Yeah, we never got him.
No, and you and I were talking about that before. Why we thought you'd never catch that fish.
He's a smart fish.
Like
Yeah, for sure
they're
he is.
probably associating that boat with bad news.
Yeah, for sure. We
Right.
talked about this
Yeah.
before. And it's probably like animals associate hunters with bad news. Maybe not. They probably don't know who you are. They probably don't know the difference between somebody
that's-
walking.
Ian West.
Or yeah, they're probably like, because then they'd be like hanging out. They'd be like, if we don't move, we're probably fine.
Yeah.
We run
What's
and
up, guys?
we might break a leg and then he could get us. But I'm excited. I'm excited at the new challenges. I am, I think that everybody out there listening to the podcast should get out and try new things.
So who's the faster runner? You or Rich? Like,
I was
Oh.
thinking the
who's
same
gonna be at the
thing.
next webcast?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm making it to the next one,
Oh,
but
I'll
I
do-
do have the gun.
I'll just throw that arrow through the Achilles tendon and I'll be fine. Sorry, Rich, gotta go. Webcast, bye.
Take one for the team.
Yeah.
Rich.
Yeah, no shit. I always take one for the team.
So I'm excited. I'm 34 years old. I'm probably, I would have never got into getting my hunting license if it hadn't been for so much like Rogan and Meat Eater TV and Cameron Haynes, and I listened to a pile of that stuff.
Rich.
I'm not a whole
Me?
like
Yeah.
I'm not it like I still have different thoughts about killing animals. I'm not sure. I'm not somebody who at all wants to just go out and kill everything he sees by any means. That'll be a weird experience. I did grow up on a cattle farm, so I understand I think that's the part that really, if you had asked me 5 years ago if I wanted my hunting license, I would have probably been, no, I don't want to do this. Don't want to be part of this. But after listening to them, I can really understand why we need to hunt, the ethics of hunting, and that, I don't know, opinions change.
Mhm.
You grow as a person, you understand better. Do I want to go shoot a lion with my bow? Not really. Not probably. It's not on the bucket list.
Not right now.
Not right now.
See him chase the
that probably would be great for ratings.
giraffes, eye to
Oh,
eye.
yeah.
And that's the thing. But do you think that sometimes that hunters do stuff for ratings?
Well, see, these hunters that we're kind of
Billionaires.
talking about, but not really talking about, I don't think they're doing it for ratings.
No, do
I
you
think they're doing it for sport. I think they're doing it because they have the money to do it, and no one else that
I totally
or I
think
know have a line head on
I
the
totally
wall.
I don't think that and here's the middle. I think there needs to be some middle ground in the hunting fishing world with the other side of the world, and it's like the left and the right. And do I think that I want to shoot a lion or an elephant or no? Would I like to go to Africa and hunt some of those hooved beasts? Yes.
Oh,
I would be
yeah,
down to
yeah,
shoot
yeah.
some of those animals and eat them
like
up.
a kudu.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I'm down.
That'd be cool.
Water buffalo.
I'm a predator.
Oh.
I'm a predator, and if you're if you're
I'm down.
I'm
so
I'm
down.
into it. Pretty much, I don't want to eat the lion, but
Yeah.
I'll eat anything a lion will eat.
Like a hippopotamus.
I don't know. Can you eat it? Can you eat a hippo?
Probably.
I would eat.
It's just a water pig.
The other thing from the other thing.
Tasty water pig
speaking of
bacon.
pigs, we need pigs up here in Canada.
We do have pigs
There
here.
is some.
Oh, you
They're
guys are just because somebody's pig got away from their farm
No,
doesn't make
no,
it
no,
a
no,
wild
no, no.
pig.
There's wild pig here.
Well, I'm
There
gonna
always
find one.
has been.
I'm gonna find one.
They're just not a nuisance.
Can
like
you open that door, Amber?
in the
It's getting
States.
pretty sweatbox in here. The
sweatbox.
So it's new, it's exciting. I'm pumped to do it. The other big news. Oh, but let's get back to this hellish unspooled 8 that we just saw here during the opening.
Wow.
What a nightmare that was to film. Jeez, I probably took 10 years off my life just trying to edit that thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So halfway through, we did 7, and then we were like, we had to do 8. But we really felt we needed to step our game up. And hey, can you deal with your little dog up there having the stroke? Just bring her down. Like,
No, that's
we
right.
needed to bring more to the audience. Like,
Yeah.
fishing videos are cool, but everybody's doing fishing
Gotta
videos.
widen the variety out there.
You know, the what we're gonna call the FearFishing lifestyle is a lot cooler than what you see just in those short videos. And you're going to get to see more. But here's how it goes. We did this awesome dinner. And we had some great ideas on camera. DJ McPhail filmed her all. And I got home. And then we went to Lake Scugog. And there was no water there. But I got a beast under that dock. And then we went to... And then... So I'm like, I'm going to go home and edit it up to that point. We bought a brand new spanking professional grade camera. That was a bit of a game changer for us all. I uploaded the video, but I had filled my Mac computer, and all of a sudden it all deleted. Now, I did save the Scugog video, but I lost the whole meeting. And it took 10 years off my life. Like, the computer just shut down, and I went back, and
He
it was
called
all
me
gone.
crying.
Like, I was...
Like he couldn't even talk.
I
on the
probably
phone.
had 6 hours into this. Of sitting down here. Over 6 hours over, like, 2 days. Of, like, work midnights, get home,
Oh man,
sleep,
There was
wake up, start editing, go to work, sleep, wake up, edit, deletion, go to work,
deletion.
have a meltdown. And then, but I think it turned out I think that the final project turned out better than it was going to turn out originally. That's my thoughts.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
You, I think it got the point across because it's hard going like from 7 to 8. We're changing it all. Just like we're changing the podcast, as everybody can hear, there is no guest tonight. There is
No.
us and our opinions. But
That's all that matters.
at least we'll probably say something that's not popular.
There's got to be one good idea in this room.
Yeah, for sure. So
Eventually, we'll stumble across it, but forget about it, and some of the viewers will pick it up and make $1 million.
we are so breaking into this. We are going to do some hunting and fishing this weekend.
Chilly.
Probably more walking than actual hunting footage, unless we get lucky. But
Stumble across one.
we're going to get more of the lifestyle here. When we have a bad trip fishing, you're going to hear about it. Then, Tuesday morning, at what time you want to leave?
3.
Ugh. At 3 a.m., Marley and I are headed to Lake St. Francis for the final stop of the regular season of the FLW Tour. And we're going to spend 2 nights camping.
Tenting.
I'm sleeping in the truck, man.
Yeah.
There's
That's
bears up there.
I
No.
got to stretch out, man.
I'm gonna set the hotel up in the back of the Ford. 2 nights doing that, and then everybody is going to meet us at the cottage on Thursday night. We got how many? Thursday morning. Well, we'll be fishing. We'll see you Thursday night.
Friday night.
Mark is going to work on his resume, and he's volunteered to run the camera during the event.
I volunteered to run the camera. Is that how it works?
Well, he got volunteered. He was the guy there.
I've never filmed anything, so this should be.
Are you just telling him now?
No, he knew today. he's had like 4 hours notice.
Yeah, not even that.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I am actually.
Didn't it come with him saying that Hannah and Emma were going to do it?
Yeah, but then
That's what I suggested first.
Yeah.
he threw that idea, and then I escalated. But we're gonna get some footage from the what goes on after the 8 hours of the tournament and what goes on before the tournament, so the girls can film that. I think they'll have a good time. And the big thing is that
We have a pool, and I might be in a Speedo.
yeah, we'll get that.
Huge.
And hot tub.
Yeah, now you want to come, don't you? Come on, right?
The big thing is that
I'm about to break
You know-
the internet.
the whole fear fishing thing has really turned into a family thing. Like it's really turning into something more than it originally planned on being. I think this.
I don't think I fought with my brother as much as I fight with you.
No, you don't. We've had some good ones, and yeah. So they'll start and like.
Rich has left the group. Rich is in the group.
Yeah, that's right. And I think
Fuck yous all. Delete.
Yeah.
I think he knows that
I
that.
quit Facebook for like an hour every
I
night
think
this
that
week.
he knows that really bothers me when I see him leave the group, because then I get on the phone
He calls me right away.
and I start leaving dirty messages.
The lighting?
Yeah. So I don't know. You guys look good, tanned. So I think that's what's turning in, and it's good. I think that the most fun I've had tournament fishing, and we were going to, for myself anyway, I got to cut way back in on the tournaments so that I have time to do all this filming. I've left myself with no time at all, and I'm really excited. I've had a great time going to spend weeks at fishing tournaments rather than a day or two. So I think we're going to have a blast. I think everybody at home is going to get to see how much fun tournament fishing is on the road. how much you can involve your family and your friends, and we're all gonna meet Mama Bear. Mama Bear's coming.
Bear.
My Mama Bear's
Oh
coming.
The
no.
mountain climber.
Yeah, the mountain climber. We'll have to get her to talk about that. Maybe we
She
could have her.
scares the shit out of me.
Give
Yeah,
her an
she is.
interview her.
She's a scary lady. She stands all of about 5'2", and she takes no shit
I
from
thought you were
nobody.
taller than that.
No, she
I
just
thought you were
looks.
at least 6'9", 7.
She's really, really nice, but like, it's kind of like when you fuck with her, she could kill you. I've seen men bigger than you cry at her office.
Well, she's a union lady.
Yep.
She'll
She grew up in a
rip you
man's.
apart.
I will tell you that she was the first ever female. It's the dog walking around.
Oh, the dog just killed my ears there.
It's a professional broadcast.
So,
She was the first unionized sheet metal worker in Canada.
Yeah.
She's the first woman to ever compete in the provincial sheet metal competition, apprentice competition, where she placed 4th. And she's the first woman to compete at the national level in that, and she finished in 3rd.
nice.
And now she works in the office.
Yeah.
So, good on her. She's a good role
Yeah,
model
for
for
sure.
me. She worked really hard, but she won't take no shit from men, especially not this guy. You guys want to hear a story from my childhood?
Yep.
I was in the kitchen. I was about, I'm about. She's 5'2", I'm about 6'4", and we're in the kitchen, and the sink is in the corner, right at this house. And I get in behind her when she's doing dishes, and I was trying to reach over her to get a cup, and she was like, "Could you not wait a minute?" And I was like, "Listen here, old lady, get the F out of my way, blah, blah, blah." I was being disrespectful from my mother. She turned around, kicked me in the knee, tripped me, put her knee on my throat, and said, "If you ever speak to me that way, I will take your life." Yeah.
Did you cry?
No, I think I was in probably shock.
He's still here, so he never did it again.
But but she is a very lovely lady, and she's inspiring to me. She's gone way and above from where she is now. When I was 12 years old, she peeled carrots. She never went to apprentice school till she was like 30 or 31.
Never too late.
Never too late. You got that right, kids. Never too late. Whatever you're doing at home, finish watching the show and then get your ass up and do something with your life. So,
Well, you could listen to the show on iTunes or SoundCloud.
I don't not live.
Well,
We're
not
live.
but
Do we have any comments tonight?
We got lots of comments, but
Get your questions in here, kids. I like
yeah.
answering questions. Marley, what are your thoughts on St. Francis?
With regards to what?
Catching fish. We really need some fish. We are in 6th place to get into the top 5 for the championship. We need to jump a spot to get into that top 5. What's your game plan?
Well, last time it was real tough. Last time we were there.
It was brutal.
That was a week of hell.
It was the toughest fishing. We found fish on day 4, largemouth, good ones, and then it dropped like 20 degrees overnight, and they were not there anymore. Water temperature, 20 degrees overnight. How have you been researching this tournament for us?
Thinking about what we did last time and not doing that.
We
My
know.
problem is I come with a game plan and it never works out at a time.
So we do know we got to deal with some real current.
6 mile an hour.
We know
Wow.
that it's the St. Lawrence. They'll be on the Goby bite. And we basically have 4 days to figure out how to get big fish, not just fish. Because it's going to take some big weight to win
It's
this.
gonna be monsters.
So we're pretty good at the
You know what I'm
Clear
worried
one?
about though?
what? Don't tell me this now.
The dam situation.
I don't
Remember when we
understand.
fished the B1 the one year
Yeah,
and they turned the dam off?
and it stopped
And,
moving.
and yeah, everything went slack.
It was weird. We're going to have to figure this shit out. 4 days.
That's why I just don't know enough about this stuff.
We're going to figure it out. This is probably the tournament, though, where, we do well. Like, and there's lots of times we showed up to, like,
just
Skoogog and just
fluke it.
wing this, and then, like, oh, my God, huge bag. But I really think that now, can you open that door again, honey? It's getting pretty sauna in here. You overthink. Rice Lake, we had 1 billion spots.
Too many.
Too many. Right? Game plan, Tri-Lakes, 1 billion spots. And you kind of get hooked on, I know we can work this out because they're here. We know they're here. We know this is a great spot. It's not very often we go to Rice Lake and try new water.
No, never.
It's not very often we go to Tri-Lakes and try new water because there's just so much confidence in this water that is just shit right now. It may not be shit tomorrow. Just right now, this is not going for us. I'm pumped for Franny.
Me too.
I'll get some good pictures. But you're going to be the cameraman. You're going to get there. You're going to live the heartbreak. You got to get this, and that's what you need to think about over the next week and one day. You need to get that across because now you were
walk around looking like
you were
the next
you are now the cinematographer. Not just a cameraman, but a cinematographer. Good word. Okay, let's move down the list. We got a ton of shit to talk about. Mark Hunter, let's talk about this Olympics. The medals, income tax.
Yeah, we brought that up earlier. It was crazy.
I learned something today. That you win a gold medal, you also win money, and then you also win a tax bill.
How much money are we talking?
I think it was for Canadians, it's 20 grand for a gold, 15 for a silver, and 10 for a bronze.
What do the Americans get?
Who pays for this?
I think they're 25 for first.
1,000?
Yeah,
That's it?
yeah.
It's pretty good.
No way, man.
That's
Well, if
their
you're
life,
Michael
though.
Phelps,
Yeah.
what if you've only
Right
won
today.
one
How many, like you trained for 6 years?
for
Yeah.
25 grand?
Michael Phelps, I think they said, I read something today, is going to be 70 grand Canadian in taxes that he's going to have to pay.
I saw today that his
Equivalent of
his
70
net
grand.
worth is 55 million bucks.
$55 million.
That's crazy. He is the greatest of all time. But
Eat your
so
Wheaties.
this is kind of like the if he's got 55 million by being the greatest Olympic athlete of all time, Jordan's got $1 billion. Tiger Woods has got $1 billion.
Yeah.
It's not even close. $55 million is nothing compared to $1 billion.
You could win that on the lotto.
Yeah, but nobody cares about a swimmer.
No, but he's the greatest.
Yeah.
Like let's put that in perspective. If
He's
Michael,
only the greatest because I haven't taken it up.
oh, listen here. If you talk about
I'm like a merman.
if you
Let's see your
talk about
butterfly.
that transition from Gretzky, I wouldn't think that Gretzky's worth 500 million. I'd think 2.
Not sure how much.
We could probably Google that information. But what's
A
Kevin
billion's a
Van
lot though.
What's Kevin Van Dam worth
KVD,
when you trickle that down?
3 mil.
Oh,
3?
I'd say it's more.
I don't know.
Google that shit.
It'd be
I'm gonna
disappointing.
Google that and then we'll get back to that. But
But do you see what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like Michael
Oh, yeah.
Phelps is the greatest Olympian of all time, and he's only worth 55 mil. That shows how small there's people making money off that kid.
He has a
Oh,
one-man
for
fight.
sure.
That's like endorsed.
That's right.
That's 55
yeah,
mil.
yeah.
2 weeks in 8 years.
No, but
That's a lot.
he's
of
been
work.
giving her. Like if you watch his workouts and he competed in, I think it was like
The world and
the
stuff.
2002 Olympics. He's been at
Practice.
this a long time. Practice,
People
warming
want
up.
you to move your
Just
mic
warm up.
closer to your mouth.
Oh, yeah?
Can't hear you.
Let's talk now.
How's that?
Speak louder.
Is that better?
Yeah.
How's that?
I don't know.
So
Syphilis.
55.
Syphilis.
I don't think I'll guarantee you that swimming's a bigger sport in the world than
Oh
fishing
no,
is.
for sure it is.
Blows it out of the water.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Is swimming a sport though, or just something old people do? That's a why.
Synchronized
I don't know
swimming
anybody
is
who goes
something
swimming.
bigger than fishing.
I used to go
Have you
swimming
seen
a
how
lot.
they get in
Yeah, but
the
not
water?
like Olympic swimming.
No, I don't Olympic
But
swim.
who do you know out there? Who do you know that even swims
Young people.
competitively?
I used to take my daughter to the YMCA for swimming lessons, and there was this guy that would rent a lane
Yep.
right in the middle of the friggin' pool to swim back and forth,
Yeah.
And he
back
probably
and forth,
sucked.
and he sucked. But still, but who does that shit? Like this is kids.
Now
swimming.
let's talk about an Elite Series win.
An Elite Series.
100 grand.
Yeah.
8 tournaments a year.
Something like that, yeah.
That stacks up quite a bit better than a gold medal. 25 grand compared to 100. So maybe they got more. Maybe anglers are, I don't think any anglers got 55 million unless he was born with it.
Kevin Van Dam, net worth of 5.66 million.
Not even close.
Not even fucking
Wow.
close.
Not even close.
Greatest angler of all time, arguably. And
Can barely make a house
can,
payment.
can barely make a mortgage payment.
Shit. It's
Eating
pretty
ramen
You know
noodles.
what? You know what? It's pretty amazing that all that information is out there.
Oh,
Yeah,
That
I
you
mean,
can just Google anybody.
I wonder what your
Yeah.
net worth is.
Minus $100,000. I don't know nothing about these microphones, kids.
yeah.
We're the greatest Olympian of all time, 55 million. Gretzky, what's Gretzky worth? Just for we get a real picture of
I
this.
bet
That's gotta
he's
be up
nowhere
there.
near the NBA and
No.
I would say he's got to be 500.
Baseball players.
That's my guess.
Half a billion?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I'm
right.
guessing
120 million.
half.
My guess.
Yeah.
200.
200.
What?
200 million.
That's nothing.
and the picture that comes up is him in a Rangers jersey. That's
No way.
horrible.
Really, of all the places.
Of all of them, Rangers.
No way.
Yeah.
That must be an American
That's
thing.
interesting. So where's the money at? Fishing is not that big of a sport.
No.
No, you don't. And you know, kids at home, share this podcast with your non-fishing friends because we really need them. We need to, and that's the
Yeah.
thing with fishing is fishing and hunting. Hunting's growing like a motherfucker because of guys like Joe Rogan, mainstream appeal. If we had The Rock, who fishes a lot, talking about fishing, it'd be a lot more.
Doesn't go by The
popular.
Rock anymore. Goes by Dwayne Johnson.
Sorry,
Only.
sorry, Dwayne.
He will rip your fucking head off.
I take him.
I take him.
I'm 6'4", 200 pounds. What's he? 6'6", 275? It's pretty close.
It depends if you listen to WWE. He's probably like 385 pounds.
But here's the thing: are we growing as a fishing community? Like,
No,
in
not
Canada
at all.
We're not.
I think we're declining.
I know our tournament numbers are way down.
Yep.
But do you think like the cottage angler? You think fishing is becoming more popular among cottage anglers?
I see a lot of boats out there. Every time you're on the lake, you see
Yeah.
you see the locals.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ugly sticks out there, but like I don't think
They're the ones who run the market. Not
Oh
us.
no, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it, but I
We're
don't.
the
I
less-
don't, I don't
we're
really
the-
think it's. I don't think it's improving or
It's-
growing.
It's not. I don't think it is either. I think it's growing in the southern states.
I think
For sure.
license sales increased 7% a year.
Yeah, but that's just because the world's
Ontario.
population is going up.
No,
That
exactly.
that would make sense. There's
Yeah.
probably that would make
and
sense.
more people are afraid to get caught.
Yeah.
Well, hefty fines
Yeah,
now.
but how many people don't get a license, right?
Lots.
Now, so like this brings back to the question: how do you turn? Like I would have guessed KVD was worth 20, but I kind of like that would have been my guess, but my gut feeling was worth a lot less than that. We aren't picking on Kevin. Kevin's done an amazing job.
No, it's just for
Reference.
topic.
Golfing isn't that like it's because it's not a spectator sport, and we're not reaching as a fishing community. We're not reaching the mainstream. You know,
The general
I
public.
said today that Honey Boo Boo would have more pull than KVD
I was at a fishing event.
for sure. Destroy them.
I was at a fishing event on the weekend,
It just
You were.
crush it.
and I walked up and I drove up, and all the parking lot was full, and I thought, oh my God, look at all these people here. So I went to the weigh-in, and there was right beside the weigh-in was a bunch of people playing Pokemon, and they're looking for
No
Pokemon.
way. I
That's why all the
told
people
you.
were there.
I told you guys when I was like I'm gonna play Pokemon. You guys were laughing. That is
still
where it's
are.
at.
That is not where it's at.
Fear fishing. Hook me up on Pokemon. I am not a master. I only
wonder
got
if you
one.
can get like
still.
one of those, like a Google puck, like a Lowrance puck for your truck.
The thing is
And then,
that
like
whoever
wherever you go is like a gym or something.
We're
That
not-
people would stop and be like, "Oh my God,
we're
you're
not
fishing
marketing
Pokemon."
fishing this way. Not one of those fishing companies in the whole world is marketing fishing through Pokemon. I'll guarantee you, if the Bass Pro Shop starts doing that, people will show up.
Oh yeah, for
Now,
sure.
when they show up, there's 100 different people. You need more than just like in fishing. The stereotype is that you're kind of like a good old boy, drunk,
Drunk?
and you know
just
you
sit
kind of
there.
dress in camo all the time, and you wear like that's the stereotype. That could be furthest from the truth.
You throw your line
In
out,
in
you
this
just
room, like
wait.
look what we've done to Mark Hunter. We got him in flat brim hats.
It's got a curve in it. It's
We got
a
him in
curve.
flat brim hats. He's chewing it up. But
Still wears cocoons, but
I think
He's
the big
learning.
point is that fishing is very conservative. Fishing is this very comfortable box, but anybody can fish. I don't care who you are, inner city kid, to somebody sitting in the mountains of the Ozarks making moonshine. Go fishing, man.
oh no, they
It's
do.
cool. Go fishing.
Yeah, big old cats.
One of the big things that's what I want to do. I want to eat some catfish,
Yes.
catch some catfish. You
Go
clean those?
noodling.
I don't know. I know.
We're gonna try. No,
Yeah.
no.
What you need is a butcher block and a big fucking
I'm
knife.
excited. I've
Yeah.
never eaten catfish in my whole life.
They're
That is how.
Oh, they're good.
I want to try them.
I've eaten them.
I
It's
think we-
just I've never cleaned them.
Bullhead or
I've cleaned
catfish?
them.
No, like
Whatever we can
bullhead.
catch.
I've
Bullhead?
had store-bought stuff, the Louisiana catfish or
Like Cajun
catfish.
flavored?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh man, is it ever
I
good?
really want to
But
try
you,
it.
Loblaws.
bullheads taste the same or similar. They're decent.
I heard
just
they were
don't
good.
clean
I
them.
heard lots of people say they were delicious.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
good.
Everybody said Ling was delicious too.
Yeah.
That was a-
you boil
Yeah,
it
but I
down.
will never if I see one, I will cut my line.
Really?
I hate them.
Marley took one home, tried to
Really?
cook it.
No. Everybody
Oh.
thinks they're
Your mom liked it
awful.
though.
Yeah, she'll eat anything though.
Let's get on to the Forest Wood Cup. John Cox
Yes.
won it.
Yeah.
The big Crestliner.
That's
aluminum
crazy.
Boat.
Yeah.
Is he got fish finders on this one?
No.
No,
Uh,
I don't know.
No, I don't think he does. I think he's just got his GPS, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm almost certain he's just using
So
the
he was
GPS.
fishing shallow.
I don't think there's anything. Well, he's always fishing shallow, man.
And that's the thing.
Always.
Like we
Everywhere he goes.
I remember seeing like him on the Red River, and he was like push pulling it through
Yeah.
culverts. and
Well, this
stuff.
is what he did. He actually released a video during the practice week, and it looked like he was portaging his Crestliner, but he was just really upside down, walking along a culvert. So he's anywhere he goes in the country, he's fishing shallow,
Yeah.
like 5 feet or less, and like nailing them on frogs when guys couldn't get bites anywhere else.
And he
Crazy.
started off day one in the lead, did he not? And when
I
it
think
was
he,
way
I think
through,
he
yeah,
was 100% in the lead the
Yeah.
entire time.
the whole time.
I
He
used to like
killed
when
it.
they made him fish in the Ranger though, because he'd do like 3 days.
those
in the
rules
Jimmy,
changed.
The
remember?
rules-
and then
yeah,
they make
they-
him fish in the big Ranger the next. the
Yeah,
last day,
and just screwed
and
him
they would
up.
just screw his whole entire.
But
game
I mean,
back.
he can't get shallow in it,
Yeah.
right?
I think those rules have changed now.
I
in
remember
FIW.
Yeah,
he's like,
they
I'm either
did,
gonna wreck
and-
it or I'm gonna get it in there, and he was like driving across marsh
Yep.
and stuff. He's just wheeling it.
Yeah.
Let's
Crazy.
let's send a huge congrats to our Canadian boys.
Absolutely.
They
Yeah.
did an amazing job down there.
Yeah, for sure. And even right now, they're at Oneida.
Are they?
Yep.
Yeah,
And
Corey.
Corey's sitting in second right now
Nice.
with
Making a run for angler
17 and a
here,
half. Yeah.
So
yeah.
He's right behind him, and so is Chris.
Chris,
Azumi right now I know is in 18th place.
good
at
work,
Oneida.
Bobby.
So he's doing well too.
Bobby.
That's
Good
where
work.
it's at.
That's
Gotta
what-
fish in the States.
Yeah.
I would love to.
So Chris finished 8th at the Forcewood Cup.
Yep.
Corey,
I'm not sure.
and
yeah.
I can't even think of his name.
Which one?
Man, that's a memory block. Who's the other guy?
Gussie.
Gussie. That's right there.
Yeah.
Congratulations to them. Amazing to even make it there.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
2 years in a row. Curtis was there last year.
Yep.
We had Mr. Sims fish the Bassmaster Classic. We are making
Yep.
moves in the
We
States
are.
as Canadians.
Oh, big time.
And then you just look, wasn't it a couple weeks ago? What was the tournament where we had the last Costa event? Was it not? That
Yeah.
Bob, Chris, and Corey?
What was that, Champlain? Or
Champlain.
No.
No, you're thinking Thousand Islands.
Yeah.
Thousand Islands.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They crushed her.
Yeah.
And the rest of the Canadian lads over there.
Curtis. Curtis won it. Thousand Islands.
Curtis won the Canadian
The
side.
Open.
1,000.
Yes, that's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Congratulations to Curtis. He
Yeah.
whaled them there.
Oh, 25 pounds a day.
He's good fisherman
Just-
like Ontario.
Crazy.
Dreams.
Dreams. Crushes my
I
dreams.
weighed a 20
Boom.
pound bag once.
Really?
Chris is in 20th right
tournament.
now, I was just told.
Nice. Well, congratulations to them.
St.
It's good to
Lawrence
see Canadians making
You're
moves.
making top 20 cut.
And we're
I mean,
we're getting on the map down there. So that's important.
yeah.
Justin Lucas, who is on the show, just won the Elite Series.
He did.
Scott Walton, huge Justin Lucas fan. Did you talk to him?
Fangirls him every
No.
fucking chance he
You
gets
didn't
to.
send him a message?
No.
Are you not a fan anymore?
Oh yeah, I'm still a fan.
Still got his poster up.
Yeah.
But this is the crazy thing about him, too, is this is the second time he's won, and they've both been on river systems.
Yeah, California Delta last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the final
He's a great
day,
fisherman.
The final day,
super
they
guy,
captured
too.
him. He caught the big one on the final day, and he's yelling, "This is $100,000."
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
That was
that.
sweet.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
that's pomp. Get fired up.
That was like an Ike and Ellie scene.
I'd do that for
Yeah.
$1,000 fish.
100,000.
No, I would do that for
I've done that
$1,000
for
fish.
$600.
Yeah. $63 at a club tournament.
What different anglers are? If you watch the whole season, half the field does really shitty at the start of the season because they're fishing stuff they don't want to fish, and then they'll move up to like the North Country, and then all of a sudden anglers will pick it up as soon as they get to smallmouth country.
Look at the G-Man. Wow, didn't make it to Classic this year, and
No
now
way.
he's like, what? He got another top 12 again. That guy's on fire. Swindle.
Swindle,
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah. No, he's Angler of the Year.
That's all he had.
That's it.
I really like Gerald. I
He's at
think
the top.
he made the classic.
Man,
No,
that-
he's Angler of the Year right now.
Oh, that's what
He's
I
number
thought.
one.
A
You
guy
know,
after my
you know
own
what the
heart,
thing with
too.
Gerald
Junk
is?
fisherman.
Mr. Swindle is probably one of the most honest people in fishing. Like when you
Oh,
watch his social
man.
media, he just says whatever the hell he wants to say.
Yeah, and like,
Yeah, at the
Oh,
weigh-ins.
yeah. They kept
man, she is
taking it off
ugly.
Facebook.
Yeah, they took him off Facebook.
Yeah.
He went to Facebook jail.
No way.
Yeah.
He went because he said Hillary was ugly.
Everybody kept posting it.
he made a lot of stupid comments, but yeah.
I guess you okay. Let's get into another topic that we didn't plan on: internet censorship.
Oh
Should they be able to do that? Should Facebook be able to kick your
Fuck
video
no.
off for something you say?
no.
No.
Didn't you get put in
I'm
Facebook
always in
jail?
Yeah, a couple
What
times.
happened to freedom of speech?
Well,
Ask
there's no
J-Mac.
there's no freedom.
Yeah, we got a buddy that's he's
Yeah,
always off
he's
Facebook.
always in Facebook
Oh.
jail. But
I'm out again. Yeah.
the internet's supposed to be the place where we can post whatever we
Yeah.
want because you can't. There's a lot of things you can't do on
And
TV.
we say shit on here all the time.
I
that should
know
be
if you
censored,
have a
but-
hunting show in Canada, you can't show blood on your hands. You can't
You
show.
can, but it's only
like-
it's like 3 point some odd seconds.
But like,
Really?
yeah, you can't do what you want.
It's like 400 centimeters square.
Inches, man.
Which is
Yeah.
kind of bullshit. Like that's you know.
And I believe you can show the initial shot,
Yep.
but you can't show like the death scene of the animal.
That's,
Right? Like you can record the bear moan, like
Yep.
the death moan, but you can't actually videotape the bear doing the death moan.
But that's what I think. There's a
They moan when you
huge.
shoot them?
Oh yeah.
Explain
Really?
Like cry like
death
babies.
moan.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Why?
Nah, I couldn't do it.
It's not like in front of you.
Oh my god, but have you ever had bear sausage? So
But
good.
here's the
They
thing
garbage.
because
No.
They spend their
It's-
whole life eating garbage.
Oh.
no
Yeah.
corn-fed
I feel like
blueberry
This-
bears.
this
They're
is
basically big raccoons, aren't they?
I feel like
kind
they
of,
taste like
yeah.
garbage.
But this is the thing. By not showing that on TV, over the last 30 years, we have totally separated where our hamburger comes from what is actually happening in the world. When you go to the McDonald's and you buy a Big Mac,
Ugh.
you don't my kid doesn't realize that they had to kill an animal to give you those chicken nuggets.
Well, they didn't really.
I mean, a
Or-
chick just grounding up a chick. It really isn't.
Or
an animal.
even if we go to a fancy restaurant, you don't relate that steak you have did some kind of death moan wherever it was slaughtered, and maybe it's an organic cow, but maybe it's a cow that grew up in a feedlot and never saw grass.
Yep. Concrete.
And
Grates.
that's a lot of it that pushed me into the hunting thing that I don't like.
Can't they just-
There's no way
Can't
I'm
they
never
grow
going.
meat yet?
Pardon?
Can't they just grow
They were
meat
working
yet?
on that. They actually are. I saw a whole documentary,
Really
which
just
is
start growing beef.
well, they basically.
Like not a living or
It's
thing,
kind
just-
of like I'm
I'm gonna be a
totally.
gardener, man.
I totally have no idea what I'm talking about right this second, but it was kind of like they basically used like a 3D printer and printed a steak
Oh,
that
really?
is and it was crazy, but
I believe
the
it.
steak's worth like 30 grand.
Yeah.
So but they
that
think they
good?
can totally it
Cold?
tastes. The person I saw who ate it said it tastes exactly like a steak,
No way.
medium rare.
That's the
We
future
don't
right
want to
there.
get to that point because then we've lost our culture. Like we
Yeah.
talked today about hunters and gatherers, and
Yeah.
that's why we're here today because we had strong roots as being hunter and
Well, it's
gatherers.
'cause
Because
aliens put us here.
the bad ones are dead.
Aliens.
What are you, Scientology now?
You sleep with tinfoil on.
So when you go to a restaurant, I think that and I can remember my family owned a big cattle farm in the Kawartha area,
You
and
a cowboy?
we
Just
talked
on
about
the
this
weekends.
before. I would get dropped off there on the last day of like the first day of summer and picked up the day before school, and I just worked with my grandfather all summer long doing that. But I never had like country friends because I wasn't really a country kid. I wasn't going to the country dance or out. I didn't really fit into that crowd, although I really liked to farm. So I got to see lots of death and what goes on a farm, but I would bring like people to the farm, and they thought there was like little communities of cows here. Like where's
It
the
is-
dad cow and the mom cow and the calf raises.
What's
And
that
you
one's
know-
name?
Yeah, and they all like walk into the sunset, and everybody lives happily ever after. And I was like, that's not what's going on here at all.
No.
There's only 2 bulls here.
See that bandsaw? It's
Yeah.
not for wood.
And everybody at some point in the farm, unless you're like a really stellar cow, and look, our cattle was organic before there was even a word of organic.
Yeah.
Like they wintered around our farm, and we owned a whole bunch of ranches where they get dropped off in April and picked up in November. And when we picked our calves up, they'd never seen a person. Like they might have seen my grandfather and my great uncle 5 or 6 times throughout the summer, drop off sod block, make sure everybody's legit, count the numbers. But if you were a really good cow that spent a lot of time around the barnyard and my great uncle really got attached to you and you were pumping out some stellar calves, you may die of old age there. But it was probably less than 1% over the. Yeah. My family bought that farm in 1941. No. Yeah, 41, 42. and 1% of the cows there died of old age. Like I can't remember. I can remember 2 or were put down because they were so old. And just because they, here's an interesting story. You want to hear an interesting story?
I do.
My great grandfather, Carmen English, after World War I had set up residence in Bob Cajun, which is where we fish tournaments, sturgeon, tri-lakes. North of that. And my grandfather could remember his oldest brother, when they moved to our farm in Bridgenorth, he walked the team of horses behind the car from Bob Cajun to Bridgenorth. They didn't have any way to trailer them or anything, and they'd bought the farm, or at that time rented the farm. And his dad drove in front of him, and my uncle walked the team of horses there.
Wow.
Yeah, and when I got all kinds of, you know where the causeway is in Bridgenorth?
Yeah.
My family when my grandfather was a kid, used to drive cattle across that when it was the floating causeway.
When it was wood, yeah.
Yep. And then, in Ennismore there, when my great uncle was probably 14 or 15, he had bought a team of horses and ran all the hydro lines with the team of horses there.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So we got some connections to our tournament areas that aren't really fishing too. So, but I was never really into the farming community, right? I wasn't kind of accepted with my, now you're a farm boy. Well, I kind of wasn't a farm boy. I was even back then, I think I was probably wearing flat brim hats and driving tractor. And I certainly didn't listen to country music.
Yeah.
Right? We were probably listening to the Beastie Boys while we drove the tractor.
Brass monkey.
So when you stereotype people, that's the whole thing. That's the stereotypical farmer is this. The stereotypical fisherman is this. The stereotypical hunter is this. The stereotypical hipster in New York City is this. Just because you're a hipster in New York City and you like this doesn't mean you can't fish.
No. It does mean you're a hipster though.
Maybe you gotta be a hipster not to fish.
The stereotype, that is what they are.
Yeah.
They just have beards.
Now, I don't even remember where I went with that rant.
I don't know, but it was good.
It was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
You guys liked it?
I liked it.
So where do you want to go with this conversation from here?
Well,
I like the next topic. It's pretty funny.
Which one?
Athletes dominating and then steroids.
Well, okay, so we can get back to the Olympic thing.
What we were talking about
is basically I even saw a Facebook ad or post today about how some athletes like Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps and the dream team at the Olympics, they're just so better than everybody else. There's some people in sports history who have just dominated.
Mm-hmm.
And they're clean athletes. Now, what if Usain Bolt, that guy's I think he's
insane.
6'6".
He's a machine.
Oh, he's tall.
And I watched this whole, maybe at the last Olympics, I watched this mini documentary on how he is not built to sprint at all. It is amazing that he gets off the line that fast. Usually sprinters who are real good are shorter, stockier, power balls. And he's huge.
Yeah.
Now, what we were talking about before we did the podcast was, what if there was the steroid Olympics? What if you just threw it out the window and you were all right, you people are good, but next summer
no testing,
we're having the chemical Olympics.
Run what you
pump them up.
Yep.
You've got 6 years to fill your body.
Have at her.
Go nuts.
And we run all the events.
Yeah.
Just everybody's juiced.
Yeah.
Could they do it in 7 seconds? The 100 meters?
I don't know.
See,
Could you imagine?
It depends on the sport too, right?
You wouldn't dude. Don't you think
It's
that
gotta be
people?
hindrance in some sports.
Don't you think people would want to see
swimming.
this?
You can't swim if you're just a ball of muscle.
No, you
You'll
can't.
cramp up and drown.
Well, you'll
I
sink.
do.
Oh.
Backstroke, everything.
Now let's say the baseball team. You get a whole bunch of
Jose Canseco's.
Yeah, well, or you get a whole bunch of AAA ballers, and you're you guys are probably not good enough to make the major leagues. But if you really go to work on the steroids,
you could do the
you
Olympics.
could do the Olympics,
Yeah.
the steroid Olympics.
Yeah.
Now, how many home runs do we see?
Oh, just dingers all day long.
Now,
Home
but
run fest.
if we did this, then we would have like a baseline of like what the chemicals are actually doing, right? And maybe for fun we have Usain Bolt race the druggie, like the guy who's just like jacked on this. I'll bet you in some cases the natural athlete wins, right?
Yep, for sure.
In some cases, it's just unbelievable.
No, it would be impossible. It's just like doping and cycling. Right?
Does anybody in this room think that if you, like, I have a big problem with censorship and people telling I don't do very well with authority, and I don't like to be told what to do at all. Like,
we've learned that recently.
That's why you ended up on the kitchen floor with your mom.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to fight. I don't like being told what to do or what we should say, or I have a big problem in fishing just because of people trying to control the sport. Huge problem. Now, does anybody have a problem here that if you decide you want to do steroids and get gigantic, that you should go to jail for this? Do you think you should go to jail? Should this be against the law?
No, not at all.
It makes you mean, though, doesn't it?
No, fuck
no. I don't know.
That's like 1 in 800 Americans.
Now, dude, I don't think so. I really couldn't care.
Watch Bigger, Stronger, Faster. That's like the best documentary out there for
if you really decide that this is what you want to do, I just want to be gigantic. I want to go to the gym and I want to lift huge weights. I need these.
Bro.
Jason Gage says it's called the NFL.
I totally think you should do it. And we can quote us on this. I totally think you should be able to. I don't give a shit what you do at home. I don't care. It's none of my business. If you want to get big and nasty and mean and hit baseballs for 9,000 feet, I want to watch it on ESPN.
Yes.
I want to see you do it.
I don't think I want to see it because that pitcher would be thrown at 100.
That's the thing.
Gone.
But, so I never thought about that. That just totally puts... Can you imagine Randy Johnson on steroids?
Oh.
Great big.
Mile an hour.
I want to see this. I want to know. UFC, I don't watch UFC very often, but you can, I listen to Rogan, and I Googled a couple of these guys before and after pictures since this drug, a lot of them look a lot different.
Oh, man. And the testing is unreal as well. Like, they banned aspirin.
Stupid. I think, like...
They're all going to have heart
attacks.
Yeah.
Well, but... Okay, let's get into this Michael Moore documentary that I watched called... What's it called, Scott?
Shit, I can't remember.
Where to Invade Next. And basically, Michael Moore goes to across seas to come up with great ideas that go on in other countries and bring them back to America. In Portugal, I learned during this documentary, no matter what you do, they talk to the head of like the parliament or whatever of drug whatever.
Yeah.
So they have him on,
the
right?
Little FDA thing.
Yeah. So they sit him down and they talk to the police. In Portugal, they don't arrest anybody for anything drug related. If you do cocaine, they don't care. If you do heroin,
are they making money off of it?
No, they're not
they
going.
Just don't care.
They're just not going to spend the money to put you in jail.
Gotcha.
They don't care. Whatever you do at home,
it doesn't make sense either.
And this is what they say. So they don't care. They have saved all that money that they were putting into having these people in jail and put it into healthcare so that if you want help, you can get it. But if you want to go home and kill yourself, go right ahead because we ain't paying for it.
Yeah.
On the other hand, now they have like nobody in jail for drugs in the last 15 years. The drug epidemic in Portugal is way, way down.
Yep.
Do I really care here to pay for somebody who isn't? I don't care. If you shoot somebody in the drug trade, you go to jail for murder.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you're at home and you're doing whatever, I don't really care what you're doing.
Then again, you don't really have drug trades that often when it's legal, or it's not legal,
well,
but they're not going to enforce it.
Yeah, it's kind of like they don't sell it at like the LCBO in Portugal.
No, but I mean, if they're selling it in the parking lot of the LCBO.
What are your thoughts, Mark, as an older gentleman who was part of the Reagan campaign against drugging? What are your thoughts on this? Like, this is pretty forward thinking for a country to say, do whatever you want. We're not putting you in jail.
I don't know, man.
What do you think? Should you go to jail for this stuff?
I think with that lifestyle comes different.
But there's lots. We can argue that there's lots of.
Go to jail for trafficking, though, right?
No.
Nothing.
Like if you got cocaine on you, because he's sitting in front of two police officers and he's like, so I can't go to to jail for cocaine? And they were like, no. And he's like, not even if I had it in my pocket? And they're like, no. And then he's like, I have a whole bunch of cocaine in my pocket. And they're like, well, what do you want us to
But
do?
it's like Amsterdam, though. It's illegal
you trying
until
to
it
sell
gets
it?
to the dispensary, and then it's not illegal
I
anymore.
think Amsterdam's kind of calmed off the whole
So,
marijuana thing in the houses.
back
and
to
stuff
our-
like that, smoke houses. And I think
Yeah,
it's
back to
really
our
tamed down now.
like, should we be sending? Do people go to jail for steroid use?
No, not
Here
at all.
they do.
Do
yeah,
they?
they do, but
Here you
they,
do,
they
it's illegal.
I thought you said should they?
No, do they?
Yes.
You can go to jail for
Ye-
steroid use.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Possession.
Now, realistically, wouldn't it be a whole lot safer if we controlled this and taxed it, and we were like, go blow yourself up,
Yeah.
get nuked at the gym? Like, really, what is that guy doing that's bad?
Not a damn thing.
He's going to
I
the
mean,
gym
that-
and he's
to
working
me,
out.
To me, that's like someone going to have plastic surgery. If you want to do it, go ahead. It's,
You know,
it's
I don't see anything different between that and somebody going to the beer store and pickling themselves
no.
every day.
That's right.
But
Yep.
because the
Buying
government's
drink
making money
cans.
on that,
Driving.
yeah, you can't drive. But I don't know. Maybe we make a law that you can't lift while you're on rides. I don't know.
No lifting on rights.
No lifting on rides. You got to taste it. Peace out. But it's the same thing. Like, people are going drinking. Like, there's people out there who drink 60 ounces of whiskey every
Yep.
day and then go
Yep.
to bed and get up and go to work drunk and hungover, and we kind of wipe that under the table because it's accepted to be a drunk.
Yep.
And then, but
It's a disease. You're sick.
Yeah.
now, but there's also
But then so is
doing
steroid
steroids.
use.
Yeah, because some people, they look in the mirror and they never see themselves as big enough, even though they're gigantic.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like the opposite of
That
like an
does-
eating disorder.
Yeah.
The opposite
exactly.
side. Like,
Yeah.
there's lots of people who think they're
And it's
fat
actually,
and they're not,
It's
and-
actually helping a lot of people now with AIDS
what's
as
that?
well. Steroids, because they'll take. I can't remember which brand or which strain it is, but they're taking certain things, and it's like marijuana, right? It gives you your appetite back.
Well, if
That's just to make you eat, right?
It makes you eat, and it makes you physically strong so that you can get up and
you can
do
get
shit.
prescribed human growth hormones from a doctor if you need them,
Sure,
but you just can't do it for recreationally getting huge.
right.
So, my
But-
question around the table is, should we legalize the full-out chemistry games?
Chemistry game.
Chemistry game.
Could you imagine
Sponsored by Pfizer.
You know what? I don't. I don't have any problem with that whatsoever.
Could you imagine boxing?
Ooh.
Oh, I would go
Oh,
to watch
it'd be
that.
dope.
Oh, it would be so dope.
And like, I just think the world's changing. It'll never happen where we have the dope Olympics, but I wonder what these people could really do with a little chemistry.
It'd be interesting to see.
It
For
would.
sure, for sure.
I would just like to know what the baseline is for, like, that whole Russian scandal.
Mm-hmm.
But that they were like, the team was ready for the games, like for the drug games.
That goes back to the cycling. Remember the dude that
Yeah,
was
Lance
caught?
Armstrong.
No, not Armstrong. Other guy that was caught for doing the not the blood doping, but he was putting himself in the high pressure chamber,
I don't remember.
adding
The
oxygen
guy
to
who
his
ratted.
blood.
That was
who,
illegal?
You're not allowed to do
Yeah,
that?
you can't do
Yeah,
that.
if
It's
you look
oxygen.
at the list now of like,
can't do
I
that.
heard this on Rogan. If you look at the list of banned substances by the whatever
Yep.
who does the
yeah,
testing,
yeah.
like you can't take cough syrup or anything.
No,
like
you
there's
can't.
thousands of stuff.
And remember, we were listening to the one. It was with Chael Sonnen,
Yes.
and he was talking about caffeine, and he doesn't trust even drinking a cup of coffee. He would rather take the pills because too much caffeine is now a drug. It's obviously a drug, but it's now it's
Wow.
Everybody
in that category.
and everybody's addicted to something.
Oh
Like,
God, yeah.
Everybody has.
I
bad-
have a big list.
Everybody's got a bad habit.
You
Caffeine.
would have
You
to
know.
look
Chocolate.
at the ingredients of
Yeah.
everything you ate, because who knows what they're putting in the food,
Yeah,
right? It could
exactly.
be-
But that's kind of supposed to
yeah.
be the job of your staff and your trainers and
You have people.
you have people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want it, I think the steroid games would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
That was really good. That was really good.
Giggle.
I love it. I just absolutely love it. Big weekend coming up. Not only are Rich and I are on the adventure of a lifetime for a bear, but you got a big tournament.
I do have a big tournament.
Let's hear it.
I have a tournament. I think I'm
You have a
going to
tournament?
Rice. Yeah, Rice Saturday.
Right,
CSFL.
CSFL.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mike called me
Sweet.
during the week and said, "Look, I really have. I want to go to a tournament."
Nice.
Okay, let's do it.
Beauty.
You're like that guy they call, right? Everybody.
I got a call last week. I did.
You
that
want to fish
guy.
a tournament?
I've
Call Mark Hunter.
Never been so wet in my life.
To be honest with you, if you call Mark Hunter for anything, he'll probably do it.
Yeah.
And it's like
Well,
the time I've known Mark, there hasn't been very many no's.
Would you like me to bring my Speedo?
Yes.
I'm bringing that. One each for each day.
Are you excited to fish rice?
I'm always excited to fish, but it doesn't matter what lake.
You don't
it is.
care?
Yeah.
You just
I
give
wish
her-
it was a different lake. You know, Rice. I've been.
Does it ever get like?
Yes.
Does this ever get like the fact that we fish these lakes a lot? Does that ever get to you?
Absolutely.
You would like to see
Yeah,
it change up?
I'm going to Muskoka on Wednesday. I fished it for pike a couple times a few years ago, but I'm pumped. I'm ready.
Pumped.
Let's do it.
You
Excited.
sounded pumped earlier. Anybody
Yeah.
ever fish here before?
I know.
Anybody ever
I don't
fished
know
here
where to
before?
go.
I don't
No,
know.
I'm excited.
Was there any
We'll
comments
figure
on
it
the steroid games?
Not really. We're just
Bunch of
kind of.
sign-ups.
We're talking about. Well, yeah. We're talking about cosmetics,
Oh, nice.
basically. So, like, I just put out there that
The other big-
beards are.
The what?
Well, Lucas Kemp said muscles are male makeup, and I said so are
You-
beards.
I think
just quick to say.
So are hats. The hats are like the man's purse,
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
Oh, I don't go anywhere with
Dudes are dressing a lot better these days. Like
Fuck,
the
I
average
know I
guy's
am.
picking up his game.
That's because we're not buying it. Our wives are buying it for us.
Not mine.
No, not
I'm
mine.
fresh to death
Oh,
for
mine.
years.
Well, mine is. Well, it was, anyways.
I've been reading
I got like
GQ
a
since I
one
was
pair of
12.
shorts every
I
3
never
years.
go shopping.
Reading GQ since I was 12.
GQ.
My grandfather, speaking of, since we're talking about the thing, my grandfather wore.
Like suits.
Nope. Well, listen.
No.
We would go to the farm every day, and he would wear his overalls that were like the farmer
Yeah.
stripe
Big
overalls.
bills.
And he was the business manager of the local 292 sheet metal union, and he was insistent that we were farmers during the day, but when he got home,
Yeah.
you were dressed to the nines. You
Yeah.
were not to go anywhere that you were not dressed for success.
Yeah.
And that man wore, like, he was a country boy, and he wore like a $3,000 three-piece suit. Like, when he was going somewhere,
Yeah.
that man was going somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, and he was dressed to the nines. I remember going with him to go to the Tommy Hilfiger shirt. You remember those old dress shirts that were
Yeah,
like
yeah.
green
Yeah.
and yellow? And
Yeah.
that guy had to have them bad. Like 61 years old, and he'd be like fresh to death.
Nice.
Comb his hair, keep the beard trimmed, looking good
Had a
all
big
the
beard
time.
himself. Eh?
Yeah,
That's
always had a
really-
beard. Never saw
Yeah.
my grandfather once without
Really?
a beard. Yep. Even when he passed away.
Yeah. Kept the
And
beard.
here's the strange thing too. He was a little twisted. Like he was a good guy, but he's a little twisted. He told me that he wanted his ashes put in a peanut butter jar that he had bought at a sale. So one of those old glass peanut butter jars.
Yeah.
And I was to steal the ashes from his daughters, dig a post hole at the farm in this magic spot, and throw them in there and cover it, and don't ever tell them that you did this.
Really?
Because he wanted to be buried beside this horse named Goldie.
Gotcha.
So we used to go a lot to the cemetery where he had his, and we would check it out, and he would actually go to the guy. He's buried in Bridge North.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we would go, my whole family, even my great-grandfather's buried there. So he's in like a monument wall, his ashes,
Right. Yeah.
overlooking Chemong Lake. Well, this son of a bitch wouldn't trim his backyard trees, and he would get pissed off, and he would go over to the guy's house and be like, I'm going to spend eternity over there, clean up your goddamn yard.
In a three-piece suit.
He would be like, I bought that for I could see the lake, trim your fucking trees.
Yeah. Well, I mean. fuck
So
yeah.
when he passed away, he had talked about it a lot, and we knew it was coming. So it didn't really, it was kind of funny because I had gone to a lot of funerals with him, and he was totally like inappropriate at the funerals too, right?
Yeah.
I remember one time we go to this funeral, somebody, and he used to make, I lived down the street from him, so he used to, like, he knew everybody. So somebody would pass away, and he'd see it in the Peterborough Examiner and be like, all right, get your suit on. We got to go to a wake, and I'm not going alone. So we would go up to the coffin of somebody I've never met in my whole life, and
Yeah.
he'd be like, and everybody, our backs to everybody, he'd be like, wouldn't it be funny if the son of a bitch moved? or he'd be like, watch his finger. Right? So it would like weird kind of shit like that. So I used to, I tried to get him to shave his beard forever. And I was like, when you die, I'm going to shave you. I don't care what it takes. But I didn't because
Can everyone please bow their heads?
and speaking like so it was never like
Here
this
comes
really
motherfucker.
it was never really this weird thing, right? Like I'd gone to so many funerals that were inappropriate that, and my mom comes over to me at the funeral of her father. And she sits down, and I'm just kind of sitting there in my nice suit, and
Were you wearing his suit?
no, I do have one of his jackets upstairs that's ballin' from the 70s, like a wool one that sometimes I break out in special occasions. So I'm sitting there, my mom comes over and she sits down beside me and she's like, "Are you okay?" Because my grandfather and I were like best of friends.
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, I'm good to go." She said, do you want to say anything? I said, "How come the son of a bitch is wearing glasses? You think he's going to need glasses in the afterlife?" And she just kind of shook her head. And I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, he's dead. Why is he wearing glasses? Like,
Yeah, that's true.
that's
I've
weird, eh?
never been to a funeral where somebody had glasses or wore them all the time that was wearing them in the casket.
So you want to hear, since we're on this, we're going to tell this story once. So we're at the funeral home, and they're going to do the cremation at the funeral home, right? So my mom comes up to me, or my aunt or somebody, and she's like, all the grandkids are going to be pallbearers. I need you to do this. Go give your cousins a pep talk. And they're real upset because they're a lot younger than I was.
Yeah.
So I'm a pallbearer, and I'm like, and we walk them out to the hearse and put them in the hearse, the casket, and they drive away. And I look at my mom, I'm like, where is he going? And she's like, "Oh, we paid them $50 just to spin him around Peterborough a couple times in a Lincoln town car because that's what he wanted." And I was like, "Oh, I guess that makes sense."
Yeah.
Like, that's the strangest thing ever.
Weird.
So they just like kind of gave him one last tour around Peterborough and brought him back.
Oh, yeah,
But they,
that's
you
what he
know,
wanted.
But he was always kind of like upbeat about the whole, like, I'm old man, it's gonna happen. Let's all not be crying there. And then because he is my grandfather's ex-wife's brother was the president or whatever they call the big Tuwana of the Knights of Columbus Hall.
Yep.
My grandfather, before he passed away, went over there and paid the bill for everybody. Got drunk.
Nice.
So we went there and got drunk.
Nice. That was like my Uncle Frank when he passed
I
away.
like
he
that
didn't
kind
have
of
a whole
stuff.
lot of money, but when we showed up, everyone got a couple of drinks.
Yeah. Well,
That's
yeah,
good.
we got a lot of drinks that night.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I like that kind of stuff. I think that's kind of inventive. They had I'll tell you, my family sold the farm about a year ago. And I actually drove in there to say hello to the new people and tell them who I was. And so they're talking to me about what a beautiful farmhouse this is. I said, "Yeah, they had my great-grandfather's funeral in the parlor in the back." And the lady was like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, he passed away." And I said, "There's actually I said, I believe there's a picture somewhere of the coffin standing up in the corner with him standing in it." And everybody, I think she wanted to sell the farm. I was like,
Wow.
That's crazy, eh?
Yeah, my old bedroom used to be a parlor.
No way.
Yeah, back in the day.
Does it bother you? Does that stuff creep you out?
No, I like it.
Yeah.
I find it interesting, yeah.
It like old people funerals don't bug me at all. It's real sad when it's young people, but old people ones, it's a blast. They lived a good life. You're 86 years old. My great uncle passed away, who owned the farm and they had the funeral over in Lakefield over the river, and they had brought a whole bunch of like bales of hay in, and it was kind of all set up. And when I was there, my mom, poor woman, she was like, "What are you thinking? What's going on?" And I'm on like the veranda outside, and I'm like, "I kind of like this place. I think I'd like to hold my funeral here. Do you like maybe I can go talk to that guy and book it now?" Yeah, so it doesn't even bother me. I actually my grandfather left me $1,000 to do whatever you want with kind of money, and I purchased a spot at the Bridgenorth Cemetery with it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, for that I could get buried in my whenever it comes. That and basically it was in case I die. That's where I want to go. So I was like, it's bought and paid for. Good to go. You should have seen the lady's face when I went and paid for it, and she's like, "Excuse me, sir, you're like 26." And I'm like, "Oh, you never know what could happen." I look kind of like dangerously.
Yeah.
Shit goes wrong every day.
I do 70 mile an hour right there.
Yeah. So I think the more you talk about it, it's not really a creepy thing. It's just shit's going to happen. Make the most of life. Get out there and try something new.
Yeah.
That's the thing that bothers me when I hear
stare
people.
a bear in the face.
Yeah,
Poke it.
Totally. I could be heading there this weekend.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm bringing a spear.
The other big thing that's going on this weekend in Ontario is the Tragically Hip are going to be on TV, and it
Yes.
seems like everywhere on the planet's going to broadcast this live outside.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you guys think of that?
K-Rock Center is going to be lit.
You know, it's awesome. I didn't even know about this.
No way.
I swear to God.
What kind of rock do you
First
live out
time
there
I
in
heard about it.
Roseneath? They're having Coburg Rib Fest, and you can go down there and watch it live.
Nice.
So depending on how the Bears schedule happens on Saturday, we'll either go to Rib Fest in Coburg or we'll go to Mark Hunter.
Yeah, come to my place. Watch it on the big screen. Outside.
It'll be
In
awesome.
the soccer
Big screen
field.
outside.
Yeah,
In the soccer
Man, that's legit.
legit. I think we covered everything. Couple weeks we're going to the Grand River fly fishing. You're coming.
I've been
Shut
tying
up.
flies for
Shut
2
up,
weeks.
you're
yeah,
coming.
you're coming.
Flies, are those the ones that Marley made?
Yeah,
Oh, they look awesome, Marley.
Marley is a fly tire. He refuses to fly
Four
tie.
and-
Go get them?
4 a night.
No.
4 a night.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you're up to?
It takes like an hour to make 4 flies, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's totally why I dropped the hooks and all the stuff off of your house because I haven't got the patience for that.
Pretty relaxing. I forgot how
You
like,
think?
yeah, relaxing
Legit?
it is.
Nice.
I sit there, I chill out.
So I believe we're going to do that and film that. A little fly fishing on the Grand River. I'm really excited about that trip.
I'm not going.
Yeah, he is. Don't worry. I'll talk to Melissa while we're at the Cornwall. I'll be like, Melissa, I need him on the 10th, 9th.
I already told her I'm not going.
It'll be fine.
I already told her I'm not going.
It'll be fine. It'll
Whatever
make
Ian
it'll make
says,
for a
say
great
no.
video.
We have plans.
we have plans.
Sorry, I don't catch trouts.
Yeah, you're coming too.
I'm not,
Have you ever fly fished before, Mark?
I have a fly rod.
Well, we're going. You're in. That makes you
Bass
probably
streamers.
like the most experienced one here.
Ugly stick made of fly rod. That's what
Beta
I have.
fly rod.
Nice.
Well, guys,
Walmart fly rod.
Junk rod, probably.
everybody who's purchased FearFishing apparel, thank you so much for supporting the brand. We could not bring this podcast or Unspooled or anything to you without your support through the clothing company. Get over to fearfishing.com, click on the apparel, save yourself 10% by ordering some clothing on the FearFishing Webcast discount. Use that as your code. Thank you so much, guys, for, as always, coming to the studio and laying this down. We'll let you know. The next one will be, well, we'll see if I survive the weekend bear hunt. We'll be done Cornwall. And it'll be a good show, the next one.
We're going to have to go live a couple times in Cornwall.
We will. On Facebook. Follow us on social media. We'll do it all. We're going to film the whole adventure.
It's going to be really shaky.
It'll be fine. You'll do fine.
No, give the old guy the camera.
Yeah. Everybody will think you have Parkinson's.
Doing my best.
So till the next FearFishing podcast, webcast, live cast. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.
Good night, all.
Out.